Good morning, second grade. Our first phonogram is ng. What are you going to write? Good, ng. Say it while you write it. All right, this is our ng. All right, our next phonogram is E-I, E-I. We say E-I, but we write I-E. Kind of gave it away, but go ahead and practice writing that. All right, class, put your finger under that phonogram you just wrote. What is it? Good. E-I. We say E-I, but we write I-E. All right, so that's our E-I. Make sure you have that. Our next phonogram is ow-o. What are you going to write? Good. Ow-o. Say it while you write it. All right, class, put your finger under that phonogram. What is it? Good. Ow-o. This is our ow. All right, our next phonogram is, let's see, sh, tall letter sh, or, yep, that's right, sh, tall letter sh, used at the beginning of syllables after the first one. Class, what are you going to write? Say it with me. Sh, tall letter sh, used at the beginning of syllables after the first one. Say it while you write it. All right, class, put your finger under that phonogram. What is it? Good. Sh. Tall letter sh. Used at the beginning of syllables after the first one. This is our sh. Tall letter sh. Used at the beginning of syllables after the first one. All right. See, that's everything we need for our words today, except for the, her, which I'm pretty sure we know. Let's review a different Let's do the of bird. Class, what are you going to write? Good, the of bird. Say it while you write it. All right, class, put your finger under that phonogram. What is it? Good, the of bird. This is our the of bird. All right, let's also do the of worms. Class, what are you going to write? Good, the of worms. Say it while you write it. All right, class, put your finger under that phonogram. What is it? Good, the of worms. Remember, this one's funny because this doesn't make the sound. It just lets these two letters say So we don't underline this one, just these two. All right. Nice work, class. Let's get into our words. All right, our first word today is build. Class, what's the word? Good, build. I will build a tower with the blocks. Build. All right, build is a two-way word, class. To spell it, we have to say boo-ild. I know it's funny, but listen one more time, boo-ild. All right, class, how do we say build to spell it? Good, boo-ild. All right, how many syllables are in boo-ild? All right, in boo-ild, there's 2 syllables, right? If we just say build, there's only 1 syllable. So we've got to make sure we say boo-ild to spell it and get 2 syllables. All right, our first syllable is boo. Class, what's the first syllable? Good, boo. What sounds do we hear in the syllable boo? Good, b, oo. Our oo is u, oo, Which oo are we using? Good, u, oo. All right, write that first syllable, boo. Class, what kind of syllable is that first syllable? All right, if you said an open syllable, you are correct. Nice work. All right, our second syllable is ild. What's our second syllable? Good. Ild. What sounds do you hear in the syllable ild? Good. Our sounds are I, L, D. All right, say those sounds while you write them. All right, class, put your finger under that first phonogram in the word. What is it? Good. Huh? Ooh. Good. All right, syllable break. Eh, O, and the. All right, class, make sure yours looks like mine. All right, class, does this need a marking? How about this one? All right, so this one, there's different things that we could do. Because when we say build, do we hear this? No. We could double underline it, but what the book has is that we're marking it for the sound that it's saying. All right, so it's saying ooh, how are we going to mark it? Good, right? Because it's saying its name, but actually it's nickname because it's not saying you, it's saying just ooh. All right, so we'll mark it like that. Does this need a marking? This one? This one? All right, mark your word. All right, I'm not sure why the book doesn't have us double underline it. I have an old book, so maybe the new book does. But anyway, but we need to remember to say boo-ild to spell it. Otherwise, last year my students spelled build correctly, but they didn't remember, a lot of us didn't remember it was a two-way word. So we've got to remember that to spell it correctly. All right, let's read it. Good, to spell it we say boo-ild. What do we say when we're talking? Good, build. All right, our next word is building. Oh, this is our base word, so building is going to be a two-way word again. We're going to say boo-ilding to spell it. How many syllables are in boo-ilding? Boo-ilding. Show me. Nice if we have this. So it's just going to be our base word, and then we're going to add ing at the end. Class, what are we going to write for our syllable ing? Good. The sounds in ing are I, All right. Go ahead and write that whole word boo-ilding. Say the sounds while you write them. All right, class, put your finger under the first phonogram in that word. What is it? Good. B. Good. Oo. I. O. D. Good. I. Good. All right, make sure your word looks like that. All right, does this need a marking? This one? Good, it's still saying ooh, so it's still going to get that ooh marking. This syllable, do we need to mark anything? No. What kind of syllable is it? All right, if you said closed, you're correct. All right, and in this syllable, what do we need to mark? Good, we need to mark our All right, pick up your pencil. All right, let's read our word. Good, to spell it, we say boo-ilding. All right, our next word, it also comes from this word, so it's going to be a two-way word. The word is built. All right, so that's the past tense of build. I built a new rabbit pen last weekend. Built. All right, but once again, so we say built when we're talking to spell it, we need to say boo-ilt. All right, say that with me, boo-ilt. All right, now by yourself. Good, boo-ilt. How many syllables are in boo-ilt? Show me. Good, 2 syllables. Our first syllable is still boo. It's gonna be just like in our other words. What are we gonna write for our syllable boo? Good, and it's an open syllable, boo. Wait, don't write it yet. Let's do the whole word at one time. The second syllable is ilt. What's the second syllable? Good, ilt. What are we going to write for ilt? Good, il, t. All right, so boo, ilt. So remember your syllable break. Say the sounds while you write them. All right, and put your finger under the first phonogram in that word, class. What is it? Good, buh. Ooh. Good syllable break. What kind of syllable is our first syllable? Good, it's an open syllable. What's next? Good, oh, and good. All right, make sure your word looks like this. And let's mark it. Does this need a marking? How about this? Still saying ew, so it's still going to get that ew marking. Is there anything to mark in our second syllable? What kind of syllable is it? Good, it is a closed syllable. All right, let's mark our word. And read it. Good, so to spell it, we have to have 2 syllables, boo-ilt. When we're talking, we say what? Good, built. All right, our next word is believe. What's the word? Good. Well, believe. All right. I do not believe it will snow this week. Believe. How many syllables are in believe? Show me. Good. What's our first syllable? Good. Be. And our second syllable? Good. Leave. Class, what are we going to write for our first syllable, be? Good. B. E. It's an open syllable. Go ahead and write that first syllable, be. All right, our second syllable is leave. What's our second syllable? Good, leave, but it's not spelled the way that the word leave is. What sounds do we hear in the syllable leave? Good, the sounds are ul, e, v. In believe, our E is E-I. We say E-I, but we write I-E. All right, class, which E are we using in believe? Good, E-I. We say E-I, but we write I-E. But wait, we have a V at the end of our word. Can we have V at the end of an English word? We can't. What are we going to add? Good, silent final E, job 2, V or U. Think job 2. All right, so write the sounds in, the sounds in the syllable leave and say them while you write them. All right, class, put your finger under the first phonogram in that word. What is it? Good, B. Good, E, syllable break. Good, O, E. Which E? Good, E-I. We say E-I, but we write I-E. Good, and can we leave the word like that? No, English words do not end with V, so we have to add silent final E, job 2. Remember V or U, think job 2. All right, make sure your word looks like this. Does this need a marking? How about this one? Good, we need to underline it. It's saying its name. Class, what kind of syllable is our first syllable? Good, it's an open syllable. All right, how about this? This one? This one? We always underline any letter that goes with our silent final E. So we're going to underline this V and, of course, double underline our silent final E. And it gets a 2 next to it because it's job 2. All right, mark it. And let's read it. Good. Believe. All right. Our next word is action. What's the word? Good. Action. I watched an action movie last weekend. Action. Action is also a two-way word. To spell it, we say action. All right, listen one more time. Action. Class, how do we say action to spell it? Say it with me. Action. Good. All right, action. How many syllables are in action? Show me. There's 2 syllables. All right, what's our first syllable? Good, ak. And our second syllable? Excellent, Sean, action. All right, class, what sounds do we hear in the first syllable, ak? Good. A, k, right, that first syllable. All right, our second syllable is Sean. Class, what sounds do we hear in the syllable Sean? Good, our sounds are sh, ah, n. All right, but let's see, the sh we usually use, we know we couldn't use it because our usual sh is not used at the beginning of a syllable after the first one, except for the ending ship, right? So we're going to have to use one of our other shs. All right, it's the one we practice. Class, which sh is this? Good. Sh, tall letter sh, used at the beginning of syllables after the first one. All right, so in action, it's which, good. Sh, tall letter sh, used at the beginning of syllables after the first one, and then, good. Ah, n. All right, class, say those sounds. Will you write them? All right, put your finger under the first phonogram in that word. What is it, class? Good, a. Good. All right, syllable break. Sh, which sh. Good, sh. Tall letter sh. Used at the beginning of syllables after the first one. Good, ah and mm. All right, make sure your word looks like this. Let's mark it. All right, mark it. All we need to mark is our 2-letter phonogram. Now let's read it. Good, action is how we say it to spell it. Now in English all the time we see this ending shon. We always spell it shon, we always say shun, like in nation and this word action. We're gonna see this, you'll see it all the time in your spelling words next year. Probably some more this year too. So if we say Sean to spell it, but we say shun when we're talking, something needs a thinking cap. Listen, Sean, shun. Class, what needs our thinking cap? Good, that's our all right, so to spell this word, what do we say? Good, action. When we're talking, what do we say? Good, action. All right, our last word is, let's see, it's a compound word. Ooh, class, what's a compound word? Haven't had one in a while. All right, it's when we just take 2 separate words and we smash them together and it makes a new word. In this case, our words are how and ever, and when we smash them together, what do they make? Good, however. All right, so we already learned how and we already learned ever, but we'll just quickly review these. How many syllables are in however? Good, there's 3 syllables. What's the first syllable? Good, how. Second one? Good, ev. And the third syllable? Good, remember for compound words, there's always a syllable break between the 2 words in our compound words. So we know how is going to be its own syllable. And then ever, since it has 2 syllables, is going to still have 2 syllables. All right, so our first syllable is the word how. What are we going to write for how? Good, ow. And our ow in how is, right, we use ow, o in how. All right, write that first syllable / first word. All right, our second syllable is, what is it? However, what is it? Good, ev. What are we going to write for the syllable ev? Good, v. And wait, let's do the third syllable with the second syllable. What's the third syllable? Good, Which let's see, it's the of her. Which do we use in however? Good, the of her. All right, make sure you do your syllable break. Say the sounds while you write them. All right, class, put your finger under the first phonogram in that word we just wrote. What is it? Good. Ow, which ow? Good, ow, oh. All right, good, syllable break. Good, syllable break. Which Good, the of her. All right, let's mark it. We need to underline this. Good, we need to underline that. Do you pick up your pencil? All right, and let's read our word. Nice job, class. I will see you in our next video.